The victors valiant, the conquering heroes, and they call home the Big House. Bathed in maize and blue, welcome to Ann Arbor, home of the Michigan Wolverines. We've got a terrific matchup for you today, rich in pageantry and tradition, and it ought to be a fantastic clash. As we'll see a squad from the ACC, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on a team from the Big Ten, the Michigan Wolverines. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth, as always, by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's tee this one up. And the Gamecocks will kick it away to start us off. He'll bring it out. It's Stewart. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. First down here for the offense. He wants to throw. Working the middle of the field, and it's complete. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. One of the offshoots of expansion, particularly in the Big Ten, was how viable could the ACC remain, and it just sort of ramps up the stakes when they meet on the field.
Yeah, I think all of this conference realignment, all the money talk, the loss of rivalries, but it's the haves and the have-nots. And let's be honest, the SEC and the Big Ten are the big two gorillas, right? Anytime you can make a statement and dent these two big powerhouse conferences, they'll do it.
I think the ACC, too, is going to play with a chip on his shoulder. Back in conference realignment, it was the best four programs from the Pac-12, but all chose the Big Ten and not the ACC, so this one will be interesting.
Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. They'll give it to him again. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
Man, that D-tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on 2nd down. Gets it out fast. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
In college football, you see this a ton now. You use a quick passing game, basically as the running game. Get a few yards, get your offense ahead of the sticks, keeps it on pace for success.
Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. He'll take it himself. Able to work it to the 39-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down.
Well, it wasn't a lack of effort by the quarterback there on that design down. He tried to stretch out and get the first, just couldn't quite make it.
And the Wolverines are rolling down the field. From the gun, the give, looking for room. A confident, tough, efficient run gets it up to the 44.
And runs like that are like body blows in a boxing match. 4, 5, 6-yard gains early turn into 20, 30, 40-yard gains later. They really wear down defenses, and they test their physicality.
Continuing to churn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. The Wolverines want to pick up the tempo. Breaks the tackle. That run epitomizes a veteran, savvy senior who knows how to find space. It's 1st and 10. They've moved it to the 41. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Listen, I know there are a lot of DBs out there that all they want to do is get interceptions and dance in the end zone. This dude likes to put his face in the fan, get close to the line of scrimmage, and tackle. And on the opening drive that he's out there, he gets a huge tackle for loss early. That is a statement play.
The negative play leaves them with 2nd and 12. They'll run the option. Now the pitch. They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a first down.
Listen, you got to be able to know what play to call and what hole to go through. Like the line blocks for a certain hole. Good job getting through the hole, getting what was blocked, getting a nice positive gain, making your situation really good on the next down.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Got to give the defense credit on that play, taking everything away, forcing the incompletion. Now it's decision time. 4th and short, and you're in field goal range. What do you do here?
It is true as he puts 3 on the board. And that'll put the first points of the game on the board. It's 3-0. So they are lining up to kick it off after that last drive. Put a 3 spot on the board, and now the defense will try to shut them down. Bounces through the end zone. It's a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. On the run, it's Beebe. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered.
Got 3 on first down. It's 2nd and 7. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. They make the stop after a gain of 3 to the 31. Big third down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. Quick pass to the left, trying to get it to the marker.
I love the start for this quarterback. Third down, obviously money down. Got to have success, but to have success early, now it opens up everything. Like we trust him. He's got a rhythm going. He's feeling good, and he got a lot of confidence.
The inside handoff. Just destroying his way through the field. That is exactly what you're looking for when you talk explosive plays. The defense finally able to make the stop. The Gamecocks will line it up on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Throws to the tight end. He's got an open man. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch.
And the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating explosive play.
He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
So on offense, you've got to find a way to put 6 up on the board. You know that in this game, field goals may not get it done. So big-time players make big plays in big games. Who can you rely on right now to get you a touchdown?
Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. A strong tackle and wrap-up from the junior.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch. So pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to have push passes when I was playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around.
And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the first quarter. So they aren't concerned about trying to tie the game. They'll leave the offense on the field and try to take the lead on 4th down. He'll pitch it. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Gamecocks. They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. Man, how comforting is it to know that even if your offense stalls out a little, Jesse, that fires into traffic, intercepted. And he's going to take it all the way back. Touchdown, South Carolina. What a play by this defense with the pick six.
And how about the defender? Exactly what you're supposed to. Breaks on the football, makes the interception. Everybody on defense, we turn to offense. Go lay some blocks so my guy can get it and take it back to the house.
Michigan 3. Returner runs out of bounds.
Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. What a snag by the defense. Takes it the other way. Gives him the big stiff arm. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense.
And this is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
They're going to throw it to start the drive. Deep shot for the end zone. And that ball was in harm's way, and he is lucky to get that one back.
Yeah, and I don't know what happened. He didn't look open as it is, and the QB's trying to make a play, trying to force the ball, but at least he threw where his guy could catch it or nobody could catch it.
And now on second down for this offense. Looking for a man. It's Barnett. Right on target this time. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
It must be nice for this quarterback knowing he's got this type of athlete playing the tight end position. He can work the middle of the field for him. He's a guy who can stretch it vertically as well, but this is a guy the QB will look for early and often in this game.
He pushes his way down to the floor as they get closer and closer.
But he chews up yards, man. That was really quick, really decisive. Design quarterback runs are very difficult to stop, and you can tell he's got some ability to make big plays. And thank goodness they got him on the ground and it wasn't a bigger play than it could have been.
He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Yeah, what a great job by the defense. You got to understand, it's physical time, right? They want to run the football when they start getting inside the 5. Nice job getting penetration, getting the tackle for the loss.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. From the gun, running back gets to give. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. They say you could call holding on every play. Well, they did on that one. The crowd getting behind this defense as they try to get a stop in the red zone. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. With the catch, it's Beebe. And Shore tackling there to keep him from getting to the first down marker. They allowed the completion, but this defense was swarming to keep them away from that first down line.
Yeah, and you allow completions in those third down situations underneath the sticks, and you come up and rally, and everybody flies to the football. That's great execution by this defense.
The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. And the Gamecocks trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. Trying to barge their way in. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the D deny them on 2nd and goal. Tries again to get it in. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line, goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with the football.
That pass is well off target. He got hit as he was trying to throw, and they can't convert on 3rd down.
That's a phenomenal job getting after the quarterback and getting a hit on him to affect his accuracy, because if they didn't get the pressure, that was going to be a touchdown. He had a guy wide open in the end zone. That was a golden opportunity, but the defense comes up big.
It is good. And now the lead's extended a little further. So after the last drive ended with a field goal, the kickoff team out there to send it away. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. Michigan ready to get that offense rolling again. Now we'll get a chance to see if they can answer that last score, trailing by 14, Jesse.
Yeah, and at this point of the game, I feel like offensively, you should go back to what's been working for you in this game. Don't be afraid to dial up plays that you've already had success with, running it and throwing it. It's okay to repeat plays down 14 at this point.
And I would also say, Palmer, kind of understanding that my defense is not playing great. So I know offensively I got to put some good possessions together here, make something happen on this side of the football.
That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of his spot.
Makes the grab, and it's enough for the 1st down before he's dragged to the ground.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the 1st down marker was. I got to go get that 1st down. Did a nice job of it.
And the defense snows him under after a very short gain.
And sticking to the run. I tell you what, a lot of teams that are really good are really stubborn, and they continue to run the football even with little success. So this offense is going to continue to focus on running the football. You can tell.
Pressure coming. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. They couldn't connect on 2nd down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts one down the sideline. Snags it. Works his way to the 4-yard line, and they'll have it 1st and goal.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter to create that explosive play.
And they get him down. And they'll send 5 wide receivers out, maybe creating some room for the quarterback to... And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Wolverines!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get touchdowns in the red area. You got to get out there this time and execute a little better on this drive.
You're absolutely right, David. Generally, the best red zone offenses are the ones that run the ball best. So let's see if they can be a little bit more physical on this drive.
Looking downfield, it's Barnett. Gonna let it fly. And that ball is picked off. They bring him down, but that great defensive play might be overturned. Let's see what the call is. On first down, here comes this offense. Takes a handoff. It's Beebe. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Gamecocks will hustle to the line. They'll run it out of the shotgun. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. It's 1st and 10 for this offense from the 42. Defense in press coverage. They'll throw it on first down. That pressure got to him, and he just had to chuck it out of bounds. The incompletion leads to 2nd and 10. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He's up to 55 yards on the ground, and he wanted to make a first impression, and he's doing that in this opening game. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. Throws to the wideout. And he fires over the middle. It's incomplete.
3rd and short in college football today, you see so much more pass than you used to. The offense stays aggressive, and I think they stay aggressive because they know they're in field goal range. They got that 3 in their back pocket.
This offense has already converted once on 4th down. Can they do it again? They'll try to pick up the first. Across the 25, he's got room. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play.
And how about the run play on 4th and 3 to 4? A lot of times you see that's a pass play nowadays. They run the football, they stick to what they do well, they know where the first down marker is, and they get the first down.
Going for 6. And that pass is intercepted. He'll try to take it back. And they make the play to stop the scoring opportunity just before the end of the half.
That's a decision the quarterback would love to have back. Down here in this area of the field, in the red zone, these windows, they close so quickly. Everything just has to be done a little bit faster. You got to be so much more precise, and as a result of being late on the throw, they turn it over in the red zone.
At the 45, on its way. They finally make the stop. That's going to make those halftime stats look a little bit nicer as we head to the break. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Wolverines will kick it away to start the second half. That ball skips through the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 25-yard line. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. He'll start this drive firing. Wide open downfield. He's off to the races. He's at the 10. And he'll take it in. They couldn't get him on the ground. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
And you can tell he trusts his big tight end. Airing the football way down the field, treating him like a wide receiver because you know he's going to go up, make the big play, get you in the end zone, score a touchdown.
And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
A bit of an under-the-radar game this week, guys, but take a look at this. FIU is trailing right now, and I know it may look bleak, but this team needs to regroup, remind itself it's at home, and remember just how quickly things can change. It's a touchdown game. They're trailing by 7 to Buffalo. For now, it's back to you fellas, but of course, if anything changes, you'll see it right here.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Brings up second down.
Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. He got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Defense doing a great job watching the quarterback's eyes and breaking on the ball. They already have 2 picks in the game, and they swat that one away. They are doing an awesome job in coverage.
And this offense just can't afford not to get the first down here. Already trailing big, and the clock is not their friend. Makes the grab over the middle. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. The Wolverines want to move quickly. Looking for a physical attack from the gun.
They're strong and they're strong. Defensive tackles, they're strong. There's such big jokers in the middle where they just lock out those offensive linemen. And running backs, listen, they don't have much of a chance. When you got that 300-plus pound guy grabbing you around the shoulder pad, you tend to go to the ground pretty quickly.
On 2nd down, looking again to throw. Getting some heat. Looking toward the sideline, and a nice job to keep his feet in bounds.
Well, that's a really nice job surveying the field and delivering an accurate throw. You know, when I think back to Michigan quarterbacks, I think of guys like Elvis Gerbach or Tom Brady, Jim Harbaugh, Brian Greasy, guys that could hurt you throwing the ball from the pocket, surveying the field, reading defenses, and making quick decisions. This guy has the ability to do all of those things.
You know, you toss the ball to the running back to get him away from all the big boys, right? Like, stay away from the beef. Those guys get you on the ground with one meat hook, do a good job tossing the ball in the perimeter, but goodness gracious, has to break one tackle, just fighting as hard as he can to try to get positive yards, but too many guys coming after him too quick.
And he is finding wide open defenders all over the field. His 3rd interception of the day. And they'll close in on him after a good return on the interception.
Timing has to be so good. When you're throwing at his own defense over the middle of the field, the ball's got to come out specifically on time because these windows close really quickly. Ball there thrown a little bit late. As a result, it's an INT.
Looking to pass. It's Sellers. Going for it all. Pulls it in the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecocks.
South Carolina.
That is exactly what most offenses will do. Big momentum play. My defense creates a turnover. I'm being aggressive. I'm going for the big score, the big play down the field. They get rewarded. They get the big passing touchdown.
31, Michigan 10.
And they thought about a return, then thought better of it. They'll bring it out to the 25. Guys, here come those maize and blue winged helmets on offense. Trailing by 3 touchdowns. If you're going to get back in it, David, the time to start is right now.
Got to start now. Defense giving up points on that last possession again. The offense is going to have to score, and Jesse probably scored pretty quick.
Yeah, you got to go tempo. You're going to have to try to fit in as many plays as you can throughout the rest of this game. But I think more than that, you got to eliminate the negative plays. No more penalties and no more turnovers.
It's complete on the right side. Works his way to the 41, and that is plenty to give him a first down. A new set of downs after the completion.
Well, the defense did a nice job taking everything away down the field, but once the drag...
And the freshman will chalk up a sack. They'll tell you that somebody's always going to pop open, but it didn't happen in time before they got the sack.
No, it did not. And you know what? I'm going to remember this. I'm going to remember zone defense. They didn't really have an answer. They weren't ready to get rid of the football. Quarterback hesitated. I got to him and got him on the ground. Might be a good call later on in the game.
That is the last thing you want on first down as an offensive sack. Now it's 2nd down. quick completion on the out. Still on his feet at the 45. Big gain on that one as he steps out of bounds with a first down. And the Wolverines want to crank the tempo.
And as a defense, how scary is it having to defend this guy? He's one of the fastest players in America, and you saw it on that last play. It's not necessarily throwing him the ball over your head. They just get it to him quickly. The hard part now is running and tackling that guy. Not easy to do.
Run in the red zone, it's Taylor. Relying on the run, he gets a couple before he's knocked down. Ball's at the 13.
Brings up second down.
Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity.
Here we go.
Holds and fires complete to the right. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business. First and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Michigan. Oh, the offense shows some life here. He cuts into the lead with that score.
And, man, they needed it. They had to have something to go right. Listen, still down, but this is a great start to getting back in this ballgame.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
31, Michigan, 17.
Not going to risk a return here. He'll make the fair catch. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute them.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. Into the open. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. Guys, he's up to 103 yards rushing, and with that run, he's now over 100 yards on this opening day. Handoff from the gun. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3. So first down didn't exactly go according to plan. Let's see what they can dial up on second down.
Reese, I got him right where I want. Okay, I'm going to throw the football. Now I can get back in shotgun. Let's forget the running game stuff. We're going to play a little pitch and catch and see how good that secondary is.
Makes a grab, and he's dragged down.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
Looking to throw, it's Barnett. Quickly complete. They make the stop, but the sweet throw and catch is plenty to give them a first down. I was starting to think about what they would do if they didn't pick up the first down here, but I guess that's a moot point now.
Moot point for sure, and the head coach was probably telling them 4-down territory, we're going to kick a field goal, whatever the next decision was going to be, and now the OC's like, don't worry about it. New set of downs, nice execution by this offense.
Well, on offense, you've got to love the way your offensive line is playing in this game. They're getting tremendous movement up front. They're climbing into second level and really giving these backs and ball carriers a lot of room to run all game long.
He stopped just a chain link or two away from the first down and sets them up beautifully here. Operating in the red zone here on second down. They're going to run it. And the Gamecocks will have a first down.
You know, you start day one of training camp running your base runs. You need a few yards, you run these plays. You need a first down, you run these plays. You rep them over and over and over again. They're not sexy, they're not pretty, but in the end, they're effective, and they get you that new set of downs.
And you race it to the house. Touchdown, South Carolina. The PAT unit on the field. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. 76 yards on the drive for the touchdown. And he got into the house from the 6 to finish it. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Here comes the offense on first down. Touch pass on the right. One step wrap, two step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground. Now on second down. The pull and throw off the RPO. There to make the tackle, and with that, we'll head to the fourth quarter. First down to start the drive after the break. He's looking to throw it. Fires to the middle. Off the deflection, missed a great chance to force the turnover. Instead, it'll be second down.
Man, this defense takes tons of pride in their pass defense. They've got athletes on the back end that can break on the ball, and they've got hands, too. We've seen them pluck 3 picks already. They almost got another one there.
Second and 10 here. Linebackers trying to create some confusion. Dialing up a second down pass play. Quick strike complete. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
The defense has their hands full trying to stop this guy in the slot. They're going to have to figure something out to bracket him, try and get 2 bodies around him, maybe get some safety help as well, because right now they do not have the answer for this guy.
QBs, when you see zone coverage, man, can you manipulate defense when you have a good pocket and you've got time to throw. You get a little bit of time to throw, you can move guys with your eyes, that drag comes wide open, good throw, good catch, first down.
Looking to throw it again. Quarterback just flat missed it, incomplete. Second and 10 after the previous play. He's looking to throw. Catch in the middle, it's Smith. They're able to get him stopped just shy of the first down marker. The Wolverines have moved it inside the 20. On third and short, they keep it on the ground here. They get him on the ground, but not before he rumbles all the way to the 5. First and goal for the offense. They'll try to get it in with the run. Relentless, tough running gets it down to the 4.
Brings up second and goal.
Okay, ready? Now the offense tries to punch it in on second and goal.
Come on, set.
He's looking to throw. Oh, it goes right through his hands. They had everything set up on the screen except the catch. It'll be third down. And they're able to get him down.
Man, it has been a long drive offensively. I just feel like you got to pay this off and be aggressive. You're down close. Punch it in for a touchdown here, Pollock.
Yeah, and inside the 3-yard line, I think I might try to finish this off with a touchdown.
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown, Wolverines.
Yeah, and I love calling the QB's number. I don't care if he gets hit down near the goal line, fourth and goal. I need him to make a play. Nice job being decisive, getting downhill, getting in the end zone.
If they're going to pull off this big rally, they'll need to get this one back. They line up for the onside kick. And in that scramble, they're going to come out of there with the football, and they get the onside kick and take possession right back. Offense set on first down. Looking for a man. It's Sellers. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Wants to fire on second down. He's going up top. A full dive to haul that one in.
Gain of 29 on the play. And that's good enough.
Down to the 18-yard line, it's 1st and 10. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. He'll come out throwing on first down. Got his man quickly. That completion will take him inside the 10 to the 9-yard line.
This offense is not letting up, guys. They've got a lead here late, and they are still taking shots. They're still looking for explosive plays. This defense just has not had an answer here all game long.
They'll run it to keep this clock grinding. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6.
And that's all you want, right? You want that first down, understand the situation, understand I got to get north and south, get a first down, get a new set of downs.
They'll keep it on the ground for 1st and goal. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Gamecock.
And this kind of performance has to give this team so much confidence. Week 1, you go on the road into a hostile environment, and you put the beat down like this. This coaching staff is going to be happy on the ride home.
About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And here comes the Michigan offense back on the field. How about that last drive? Just carved him up in the air, David.
Yeah, and how about
another interception? That's his 4th of the day. Taking it the other way. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback, and DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Give him about a yard on the play. It's down at the 10.
Really nice awareness by that guy, too, because it looked as though his momentum might carry him out of bounds, might stop the clock, but he knew to get down. He's fighting to make sure he fell down in the field to play, and as a result, the clock keeps ticking.
They'll keep it on the ground. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
Trying to get to it. And the defense makes a play, and they get the quarterback down at the 26.
And listen, the quarterback drops back, and he's going through his progressions with C zone, but just couldn't do anything about it. This defensive line, this pressure, getting to the quarterback, getting him on the ground.
Never a doubt. And that will extend their lead even further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Terrific showdown this week, guys. Let's take a look at what's going on. Iowa State is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point. But you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a close game. They're up by 10 over Bowling Green. We'll circle back if anything big happens in this college football matchup.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Coming after it. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the fourth quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
He'll try the left side. Banging, slithering, whatever it takes to get that ball up to the 32. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Faced with a 3rd and short from their own 32 to keep this drive alive. They'll try to bully their way for the first. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
And obviously on that 3rd down situation, the running game's in play. They go RPO, but how about the defense? They were ready for it up front. Good physicality setting up 4th down.
On 4th down, trying to find his man. Complete out of the backfield. Breaks a tackle, and he's got room. And they finally make the tackle, but this will be a pretty easy conversion for this offense.
And this offense has got to kick it in high gear now. Making a big play, that is great, but we got to go up-tempo. We got to go fast. We're trailing big in this ball game. We got to put a lot of drives together and maybe even get lucky with an onside kick.
Past the 30. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
And this receiver is so dangerous. There's so many different ways that he can hurt a defense. You got to throw it to him conventionally, but find creative ways to get him the football out in space and let him go to work.
And the Wolverines come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Now the toss. Really nice stop there from this senior leader.
And I think this offense is all but surrendered, right? Like they're down so much, they need to be throwing the football if they want to score a bunch of points to get back in this game. But they got to find something moving forward, man. This was a rough day. This was not a great offensive performance. They got to bounce back. The next opportunity.
And he sprints to the end zone. Touchdown, Michigan.
And a nice touchdown. Continuing to fight, continuing to play. This one, it's pretty much over. Down multiple possessions this late in the football game. It would take a miracle, but nice job by this offense continuing to fight, push the ball down the field, make.
Looking to the end zone, but the pressure gets there first, and the quarterback is sacked, and the 2-point conversion attempt is stopped. At this point, a comeback would take one of the biggest miracles in the history of the sport, but they'll line up for the onside kick. They're on it, and they get it back for another drive. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A first down for the offense. Looking for space. It's Beebe. They'll wrestle him down just short of the first down. I don't even think they're going to bring out the chains to measure this one. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. After trying the running game on first down, they come to the line on second down. Little touch pass to the receiver. Strikes the blow. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes a stop.
Football is very easy when the offensive line does their job like that. I mean, look at those holes, back able to make a cut, first down.
He'll toss it. And that one will go in reverse. The defense all over that pitch on the option. When we get to the offseason and they start having coaching clinics,